Hey guys, it's Crimson. Today we're going to go ahead and go take on the Gargoyles and Capra. Because the last video was so short and full of absolute shit, I'm going to try and get a little more content into today's video. We got DSL still, and we summon Solaire. Solaire can be helpful if you're, struggling with the Gargoyles. I pretty much just summoned him to give the Gargoyles more health this time. Ugh, I can't even talk because I'm carrying the plus 15 longsword, and I believe that DSL is carrying the plus 15 Balder sword. I'm not sure if it's quite that high. It may just be plus 9 or 10, but he'd said he'd upgraded it quite a bit. So it's dealing quite a bit of damage, especially this early. But yeah, the Gargoyles aren't all that difficult for a boss fight, but if you don't take the first one out fairly quickly, the second one will show up. Actually, yeah, he's already come down. He makes the fight a little more irritating just because it's another enemy to worry about. But once I think the second one comes down with half health, and so it's not crazy difficult. But I go ahead and go up the long ladder to the top and ring the bell of awakening. I'm on top of the world. Yeah, it's a pretty simple boss fight all in all, even with base gear not upgraded. But if you're struggling, then you can always farm souls and upgrade through Andre just across near Sin's Fortress. Man, even still, Dark Souls is one of the better looking games that I've played, with the horizon effects and just the all around look of it. Even now, 2 years after its original release, I completely run past him, and in hindsight I should have spoken to him and learned the gesture he had, because I don't have any other gestures, any of my favorites at least. But I drop my sign here and get this. I go in on DSL's end and help him out in the Gargoyles fight. Yeah, we have to cut most of the time when we try and do the co-op or PvP sessions or anything, because it's pretty difficult for us to get on the same server, being across the country from one another. And he goes ahead and summons Sunbro Solaire. Later on after the Gargoyle fight, I run back from the church down to the Sunlight Altar and try to join the Sunlight Bros to make it easier to summon. If he and DSL could join too, because when you're in the same covenant, it kind of helps getting you on the same server for co-op, especially since Sunlight Warriors are a co-op oriented covenant. But I forgot that it requires a 25 faith stat requirement, and I definitely don't have 25 faith. But every Sunlight Warrior you summon, or every Sunlight Warrior that summons you, or both, or pretty much anytime you co-op with a Sunlight Warrior, then it decreases the 25 down by 5, so then it becomes 20, 15, 10. And so now I believe mine would be at a requirement of 20. I don't know if his summoning of Solaire would affect mine in my game. I don't see why it would. But yeah, now we got a good little stash of souls. Go get a couple level ups. You know, keep it moving along. And now I'm sure you can all hear one of the most annoying sounds in game. Andre's beating of his sword that he never completes. Must be a damn fine sword whenever it gets finished. But I put most of my levels into vitality on this one. I put a few into strength and endurance. I try and keep them all kind of even, keep a balanced thing going. I like to have over 1,000 health, which is, for most experienced Souls players, 1,000 health is usually plenty or even too much health. But I'm not very good at dodge rolling, so I usually stick to 1,000 health because I'm just a guy playing Dark Souls, not the greatest in the world, just fucking shit up usually. Fuck you, crossbow guy. Yeah, I'll go ahead and take out most of the enemies from here. Well, actually, I take out all the enemies from here all the way back to the Sunlight Altar underneath the dragon. Because of... I can, pretty much. That's about the only reason. Man, I made that look easy. These Boulder Knights, ugh. I hate trying to parry the Boulder Knights. Miss. Miss. Yeah. Not... The timing is... On all their attacks, their timing is usually different. There's a little delay in that attack. Not much of a delay in that one. So I'll just say fuck your shield and kick his ass open. Here, I thought about opening the gate door, but then remembered I did not take out the boar yet, so I'll go around, and because I didn't want to deal with the archers. But yeah, I opted to go around and take out these other Boulder Knights. See, that was luck. And when I watched the videos back, I'm like, wow, I made that look easy, but it really is pretty much luck because I'm horrible at parrying. I actually have a few PvP sessions that I'm going to try and upload soon. They have to be edited and commentated. They're not very, I don't want to say not very good, but they're from a summon point of view because I'm not a PvP player by any stretch of the word, but DSL is quite the PvP player. And he just summoned me and I stood out of the way and let him have several good matches until the end of the video, and then it got interesting. I wasn't sure if I could make this jump So I just figured I'd take out the rest of these undead soldiers and then worry about it. For some reason they always seem to get stuck on that corner of the wall there. I don't know if it's in their AI or what. One of the easier ways, which I do here, is using the alluring skulls to have the boar run through the fire. But it's a lot faster if you can land that dropping attack. And they have a little spot in their bum where you can get in, I guess what would be considered a backstab. Yeah, their defense is pretty weak to I think it's thrust attacks. Yeah, they're really high. Their defense is really high against slash, but I'm pretty sure that their thrust defense is weak. And I bypassed this Black Knight with the great sword in that tower because I was just trying to move along. I don't really care for any of his drops anyway. I don't have much interest in the Black Knight greatsword just because of how slow it is. You see here I was trying to join, and I had to look up later the requirements to join. You have to be careful crossing the bridge because the Drake will come back and cook your ass, but you don't get to see that in this video, actually, due to an user error. I forgot to record the run to the lower undead berg, which I apologize for. But the way to the lower undead berg is just on the other end of the bridge on the left. But you have to have the basement key, which you pick up outside the church. See, here we are summoning DSL again to take down the capra demon. In my opinion, capra demon is probably one of the more difficult bosses, just because of how confined of space it's in. Plus you have the two dogs running around trying to nip you in the heels. Forgot to get the residence key from the undead merchant, and also forgot that you can't roll break the wagon, so I made myself look like a fool there. But yeah, since I forgot the residence key, I wasn't able to free Griggs from his prison, so he'll just have to chill there for a little while. I'm not sure if he'll hollow there or not. I don't think I've ever forgot to free him. DSL said he had a plan here that definitely failed. I took one in the face for him because his plan failed. Trust in your comrades, he said. That didn't go very well, but didn't do too much damage. Picked up the thief set, which is I like the thief hood, one of my favorite headwear. Here I am messing with the equipment again, trying to get a fast roll. Try and pick this guy up, but it ends up failing in the end. I was trying to wait to see if the summon would fail or not, and then DSL said that he'd applied gold pine resin, but he wasn't seeing the status effect on his weapon, so he went below to test it on the Hollow Thieves. Just some sort of glitch, I guess. But he said it was working, so we just headed on in to take out the capra and balls. Rolled out of the way of that attack somehow. But yeah, if you get any kind of summon for the capra demon, then yeah, see, I get the summoning failed here after I've already defeated the boss, whatever. But if you get any kind of there's not an NPC summon for the capra, but if you can find somebody's summon sign to co-op with, then it makes the fight quite a bit easier. There's a method to make it easier, going up the stairs and falling and all this and that, but it's a lot of running around and back and forth. And see, the only piece of knight armor I'm wearing now are the knight's leggings, and still yet cannot fast roll. So I just said forget the poise, I'll go all thief. Which is usually how my characters end up, is a warrior thief hybrid. With a fast roll, strength, light armor, strength build. I was getting so mad about it. Luckily, we got a quick turnaround from my capra demon to his. He found my sign pretty quick. It's pretty difficult for us to get on the same servers because we're across the country from each other, but you gotta make do. I get kind of lost here because I wasn't sure if he was already down there waiting on me, back there messing with Griggs. But it ends up he's up here summoning an NPC, somebody to co-op with. Strangely, we match. He gave me the spider shield so we could match all the way, I guess, but yeah, I didn't. No. I like my kite shield. I think that's what it's called. I don't remember. Night shield? Kite shield? I can't remember. Awkward. Simultaneous bowing. Like a bro. This guy apparently has already put Solaire to his doom and picked up his setup. I kind of figured the guy Solaire over there would have taken the other undead thief, but he didn't. DSL had some weapons he didn't want, so he dropped +5. I don't remember what weapon it was. He dropped a +5, and then BJM dropped the same weapon but a +3. Yeah, there's a lot of ambushes for the first time you come through lower undead birds that can really mess you up if you just rush through. RP walking like a boss. Yeah, I popped humanity because I didn't know how many flasks he had, but he healed at the same time, so it was a waste of humanity. we kind of bum rushed the capra this time. I'm sit here and play pin the tail on the undead dog for a little while. But then we all kind of gangbang capra. I don't know what. Maybe, I guess he's using Solaire's sword drop. But it was almost unfair. I almost felt bad for capra on that one, but I remember all the grief he's given me, so my first 6 playthroughs. Now I guess all I can talk about is a video, because the rest of this one will be going from low run dead through the aqueduct, opening that shortcut, going back to Firelink. But the channel is going to be a lot of Dark Souls, because that's pretty much all I've been playing these days. Well, I say that, but I haven't been playing it much either. But I mean, I have other games that I would like to do some videos of, and he has games that he wants to do videos of, and he plays a lot of games that I don't. So that's kind of how the partnership came about. Of the two of us, I'm the only one that has a capture card at the moment, so most of his uploads in it for now, I assume, will be screen caps, but that's subject to change. He's got plans of things he wants to do, and I mean, we're just a couple guys dicking around on games, recording shit. Not a real rhyme or reason or plan of how to go about it. The next video will probably be a dual comm through Blighttown onto Kellogg, and then I'm not real sure what we'll do after that. We may take it to the forest and try and get some PvP, or go ahead on with the story and take it to Sins. I may do a solo run through Sins and do some live comm for that, because it's Sins is probably one of my favorite areas of the game, although one of the more time consuming and irritating. I wasn't sure if I wanted to level up here, so I just kept the 14,000 souls. Said I'll level up later. And then these guys, I realized that I didn't have any gestures. I hadn't learned any, so I stopped here, spoke to the cleric. Oh, what's his name? I can't remember. Oh my, what's his name? No, I don't remember his name. Anyway, another time and place. Yeah, so we're gonna try and keep consistent uploads. I'm sure at some point in time they'll really, from my end, they'll slow down. But maybe when he gets a capture card, you know, he'll upload more of his own stuff, and we'll be able to keep it going pretty consistently. But until then, guys, this is Crimson. Leave like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.